welcome to the broadcast and live stream of Moonshot Radio. Moonshot Radio is generously sponsored by the PNC Grow Up Great program. And here's your host, Dr. Nivea Torres.
Greetings and welcome to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, also known as KRC. Our vision is that all children in Indian River County will be ready for kindergarten. We proudly partner with the Moonshot Moment, who is transforming the next generation in Indian River County by having 90% of all students reading on grade level by the third grade. With me today in the studio is Andrea Berry. Andrea is the CEO of the Indian River County Healthy Start Coalition. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Very excited to have you here today because it's September, and in September we acknowledge and celebrate Infant Mortality Month, correct?
Infant Mortality Awareness, that's right. Yeah. So we're so excited because, Healthy Start, our mission really in general is to prevent infant mortality. That's our core. But we create programs and services that address that in many different ways because there's so many things that really affect our health, not just going to the doctor, but our education, where we live, access to care, and so many other things.
So we're definitely supporting our community and all of the mommies in Indian River County, Andrea, and we work very closely with you, so I think we have a better understanding of the programs, but hopefully we'll share that information with our viewers and our listeners today.
I would love to.
Let's talk a little bit about infant mortality, because like I said, September is Infant Mortality Month. What does infant mortality mean for those of us who are not necessarily aware, and what does the rate entail?
So infant mortality is the unfortunate passing of a baby from their first breath to their first birthday. That is what the definition of infant mortality is. And the rate is related to how many deaths per 1,000 births happen within a certain area.
So this is the month when we sort of build awareness to infant mortality, Andrea. And I know we have some slides that we're going to share and we're going to walk through so our viewers and our listeners can get a better understanding of this. For our listeners, this is something that you won't be able to see. And for our viewers, the font might be a little small, but just know that this is a talking point. And if you want this information, you can certainly reach out to Andrea Berry at Healthy Start, or also view your website, because there's a lot of good information on the website.
That's right.
So let's look at we're going to bring the first slide up, Andrea, and this talks about the births in Indian River County. So talk to us a little bit about the births in the county.
So we have about 1,200 births per year in this county, which is so interesting. It goes a little bit up and a little bit down, but tends to really just hang out right around 1,200 births. And even if you go all the way back to 1992, it's right around 1,200 births.
So it's been consistent. And so you have not seen a particular increase or decrease in any particular demographic group for that time. And who records these births? Is it the hospital? Is it the Department of Health? Who does that?
So that is a great question. So since most births happen in the hospital, there's a hospital employee that records it for Vital Stats. And Vital Stats is a state entity, and then they actually go through and they verify the data. And it's so interesting that you bring that up, because that's why our numbers are always a little bit delayed. So sometimes people will ask me about our most recent infant mortality numbers. And the most recent infant mortality numbers I get are about a year behind, because they spend a lot of time really ensuring that those numbers are accurate, and they verify them and then release them. So both births and deaths take a long time for a lot of really smart epidemiologists to look at before they release it, to make sure that we're reporting the right information to our counties.
Well, it's a good thing that it takes time, because we want to be accurate with the data.
That's right.
So about 1,200 births a year in Indian River County, and we're going to bring up the second slide that has a little bit more information about the births in this specific group. So here is some birth data for 2018, and I want to talk a little bit about the teens and teen moms in Indian River County.
So we do have a very high rate of teen births compared to our neighboring counties, and it's actually even higher than Miami-Dade County.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and this year, I think I'm not 100%, but we have seen a little bit of an uprising as well. So I believe when we look at the 2019 data, it will also be fairly high as well, unfortunately.
And we also have a little factoid here about the number of moms that initiated breastfeeding, which is approximately 84%. Do you have a role in that? Does Healthy Start play a role?
Absolutely. So that rate is very good for the statewide averages. Statewide averages rate a little bit lower than that. So we're doing pretty well in that. But the breastfeeding initiation rate for Black women tends to be much lower. And so we really want to connect with all women and let them know how important breastfeeding is for their baby if they feel comfortable and if they want to breastfeed. Healthy Start is an excellent resource. So if you are thinking, you know what, I want to breastfeed, I want to give this baby this miracle milk that my body just makes. It's so wonderful and amazing. And you're struggling, or you just want to know a little bit more about it. Healthy Start has classes. We also are in the hospital. So we come to you bedside when you first have your baby, and we talk to you about breastfeeding and maybe give you some tips. And I just want to say for all the mommies out there, sometimes breastfeeding is difficult, and do not beat yourself up about it. Just reach out and get help. It's a learned behavior. It's not necessarily something that, like they show in the movies, like it's just going to happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And sometimes you just need a little bit of a helping hand, and Healthy Start is that helping hand.
I was going to ask you about the hospital, and was there someone there to sort of support and coach people along the way? Because maybe you didn't think about breastfeeding while you were pregnant, but now baby's here and you're thinking, yes, I might want to do this.
Yes, yeah. So we're right there next to them. We see every mom in the hospital bedside and just talk to them about what their plans are for feeding, and educate them about how wonderful breastfeeding is and why that relates to infant mortality. By just nursing your baby for 2 months, I believe it decreases your rate of infant mortality by 40%.
Wow.
It's a great thing that you can do for your baby. And also, by the way, you burn 500 calories a day breastfeeding. So
you do.
You burn 500 calories a day.
There is a plus in breastfeeding then.
And it is free. Free and save money, lose weight should be the slogan for breastfeeding.
So we're definitely building awareness here today. That's our goal. Excellent, Andrea. There's another little factoid that I want to bring up in this second slide about the percentage of women who receive some type of prenatal care, because I know that is pivotal to your mission, Andrea.
It is. So once a woman becomes pregnant, our best defense against infant mortality, morbidity, and also maternal mortality morbidity is to get that mommy into prenatal care. So Healthy Start works really hard to connect with these moms right away and try to eliminate barriers to care. So a mom that has never had insurance and just trying to connect with an OB provider, but doesn't have insurance, they won't take her. We help her to navigate that Medicaid process, and if she's having trouble getting an appointment or getting transportation, we really want to make sure that mommies have that opportunity, because it is, again, our best defense against infant mortality once a woman is pregnant, is to get that proper medical care.
And I just want to pause here and let our viewers know that we are going to be bringing up your website from Healthy Start. Is there a number that people should call if they want to enroll? We're talking about prevention. We're building awareness. Is there a number that people should call, or should they refer to the website, Andrea?
You can go to the website, absolutely, but you can call us. So we have something in our actually all over the state. It's a really neat thing. We have what's called a coordinated intake and referral process. So we have Stacy Washburn, who's our connection specialist. And if you're pregnant or you're a mom, or you just need to reach out, you can call our phone number, 772-563-9118, and you can connect with her, and she will help you, walk you through whatever you need. So if you're looking for prenatal care, if you're needing breastfeeding assistance, if you are in a troubling relationship, if whatever is going on in your life, Healthy Start wants to help you to navigate that, especially pregnant mamas and new mommies. It could be very difficult. And also, I don't want to leave out the fathers.
No.
We work with a lot of fathers. We just had a father in our office not too long ago that was really wanting to be the best father he could be and came to seek out how can I change a diaper? How do I help my wife initiate breastfeeding? How can I do the best things I can do for my baby? And so if you're a father or a mother, or even a grandfather, and you want Healthy Starts help, we're here for you.
Well, and we are building awareness during Infant Mortality Month. And like you said, there are a lot of things that we can do to prevent. And one of them, I think, is really building your awareness and education about this. So make sure for our viewers and listeners, if you have someone who's pregnant, who might be thinking that they're pregnant, make sure that you register with Healthy Start. So, Andrea, I'm going to bring up very quickly the third slide that we have, where we have some additional data to share for our viewers and our listeners. And this is the infant mortality in our county from 1989 to 2018. Is there something in particular that we can share here? Is there a trend that you see?
Yes. So this year, 2018, we are celebrating the lowest rate of infant mortality that we've seen in over 25 years. So that is amazing for this county.
So we are celebrating during Infant Mortality Month.
We are celebrating this month. And in Indian River County, we are, which is, that is not consistent across the state, but, we can celebrate in Indian River County that I really do see that there are so many things that influence infant mortality, education, like I said, housing, barriers to healthcare, but that we have such a caring community that supports our efforts. We did this together. Together, we lowered this rate.
Well, Andrea, thank you for that, because it definitely takes a village, as they say, in a community, and certainly Healthy Start has been pivotal in making sure that that infant mortality rate is the lowest in 25 years. So we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
At the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, our vision is for every parent, regardless of income or zip code, to have the knowledge and tools they need to raise healthy children that are prepared for kindergarten. Our mission is to support our partners in developing a high-quality early childhood system that is family-centered. Our outreach and parent engagement specialists connect with families and build trusted relationships. KRC has chosen Fellsmere and Gifford as our two focus areas in Indian River County. Our Fellsmere office is located downtown in the city annex, and our new Gifford office is located within Victory Park Apartments. Our administrative offices are now located adjacent to Healthy Start and Treasure Coast Community Health in Vero Beach. The Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, developing a high-quality early childhood system for all children in Indian River County.
Everyday activities are great for finding moments for talking and teaching new words. Babies' brains grow 80% in the first 18 months of life. As parents and your baby's first teacher, you can help build their brain with language and literacy skills. Involve the whole family. Ask questions. The more words babies hear, the larger their vocabulary can grow. Support early childhood education by talking, reading, singing, and family engagement. This message has been brought to you by PNC Grow Up Great and the Florida Grade Level Reading Campaign.
For laser vision correction, general ophthalmology, glaucoma, and eyelid surgery, trust board-certified, fellowship-trained refractive surgeon Dr. David J. O'Brien at New Vision Eye Center. His practice includes the medical and surgical management of corneal disease and refractive surgery, including excimer laser vision correction. Call New Vision Eye Center for a consultation or second opinion. Your eyesight deserves world-class eye care. Visit newvisioneyecenter.com or call 772-257-8700.
Hi, I'm Derek Ogden from Word of Mouth Computers and Electronics. Since 2009, my team and I have been providing South Florida and the Treasure Coast with the highest level of service in the technology field. Computers, networks, surveillance systems, web services, Wi-Fi systems, anything you need technology related, we're your guys. Small business technology and consulting is my passion. Whether your business has 1 computer or 100 computers, I will come to your office and give you a custom technology evaluation report, and you won't owe me a dime for it. That's right, a free in-office technology consult, but only for a limited time. For your home or business, all you need is one number for all your technology needs. Call me right now before time runs out at 888-966-7228. Remember, there's no obligation. That number again is 888-966-7228. And ask for me, Derek.
A member of the iTex training community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
Are you a therapist or a nurse seeking the multi-state compact license? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
Meet Norma Howell, patient of
We're back to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of KARC. And with me today in the studio is Andrea Berry. Andrea is the CEO of the Indian River County Healthy Start Coalition. Andrea, welcome back.
Thank you.
And we are celebrating because we have a lot to celebrate in September during Infant Mortality Month. You just shared with us right before the break that we have the lowest infant mortality rates in 25 years.
That's right. So we celebrate a lot of 1-year-olds blowing out candles on cakes this year that would not have been here.
So we do have a lot to celebrate, and we're also building awareness, Andrea. And one of the things we wanted to talk about is causation. What causes infant mortality, and how can we prevent it? Maybe you have some programs at Healthy Start.
Sure do. There are so many things that cause infant mortality, and the medical causations are preterm birth, or low birth weight babies. That's the top one, and that is not just an Indian River County situation. That is nationally. That's pretty consistent, and that just means that baby was born too soon, so his organs or his lungs or whatever could not thrive outside of mama. And the second one that we look at a lot is that's preventable. So let me just go back really quick and talk about the preterm birth. So again, the preterm birth, the best defense is to go to the OB or your provider, your prenatal provider, whatever that looks like, midwife or OB, as soon as possible, because they're going to help you walk through that pregnancy and make sure that you are as prepared as possible for not only birth, motherhood, but also ensuring that that baby is as healthy as possible through that time that you have that magical or horrible, depending upon, but we like to think of it as magical time that baby's in your belly. So secondly, a lot of what we look at Healthy Start is accidental death for sleeping related deaths, which we've had a few lately that the folks out there might have heard of. And so Healthy Start deals with that in several ways, one of which we talk bedside to every mom. So similarly to us sitting bedside at the hospital talking about breastfeeding and how important that is, we also talk about safe sleep. And we talk about, our baby box program. So we have so the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that you do keep baby in the room with you for at least the first year. And so some people are not prepared for that. So the baby box is literally just a box, a safe sleep space to keep baby. And if you want one of those, you can absolutely reach out to the Healthy Start Coalition. And we just talk about how to put your baby alone in their bed, on their back, with no blankets or anything. That's the best way to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so those are some things that we do to prevent it. But also, we've noticed we have a doula program, which is, if you're not familiar with what a doula is, but it's basically a mommy helper during prenatal birth and then postpartum. Our doula program, we do 2 prenatal visits, the labor and delivery, and then the postpartum. And what we have noticed is that, and this is national averages as well, is that we have a much lower rate of preterm birth in our doula program. Yes, and we also have a much lower rate of cesarean, and we also have a much higher rate of breastfeeding. So this is, having a woman that's trained to help you through birth, but also just to listen to you and emotional support, someone who's walking you through some nutritional things and helping you connect you with services if you need it. But just having that helping hand with you is often invaluable.
And so if you're a mommy that's pregnant right now in Indian River County and you're thinking, I kind of need that emotional support, how can I get paired with a doula, Andrea?
Well, you need to reach out to Stacy Washburn, who I spoke of earlier, our connection specialist. Call us or reach out via email or however you feel more comfortable. And Stacy will walk you through the process and get you connected with whatever you need.
Wow, that's really fascinating that you have this resource. We don't know if everybody's aware of it. So again, we're building awareness and we want to make sure that people know about this, that you can have that support, because like you say, it does seem to make statistically already
it does.
A difference.
It does. It really does. There's so many things. And also there are so many other programs too that we work with. I mean, we talk about health literacy a lot, which is general knowledge of health that we sometimes have, sometimes don't have. We use our programs to often embed that into mommies that are open to that information. So we have our health education services, which usually works with pregnant mommies through their pregnancy, just connecting them with everything that they need. Sometimes we're partnering with them, doing screenings, trying to see if they're feeling good about their pregnancy, if they're feeling depression, if there, might be some troubling things going on in the home, and then helping them navigate through that and get them to connect to whatever services that they need to get through that. We also have a great program called Nurse Family Partnership, which is a very amazing program that has the most fantastic outcomes, that partners with women that really need that helping hand through their pregnancy in that first couple of years. And it's a private nurse for that mama. So that mommy gets a private nurse coming. Yes. Cheryl Martinez is our nurse, and she comes to their home. And she works with them in whatever capacity they need. And if grandma's there and she's got high blood pressure, they're taking blood pressure and they're talking about high blood pressure and what causes it and how to prevent it. And it's a fantastic program, and it's a national program that just has fantastic results, not just for health literacy in this generation, but generations to come. Increased education level, decreased incarceration rates, and increased health literacy.
And definitely, it's really about connecting people to those resources and programs, Andrea, because once they know, we are definitely preventing. And ultimately, we want to continue to have that infant mortality rate, that success that you're here to celebrate with us today.
That's right.
We want that to be consistent. And I know you share that there is a difference between the infant mortality rate among Black women and white women, right?
That's an important distinction. Thank you for bringing that up. So across the country, Black women have a 3 to 4 times higher rate of infant mortality than white women. Very unfortunate. And in fact, when we do causation charts, sometimes we implement into that racism as one of the causations for this. The wearing, they call it the wearing effect on Black women. That's a theory that says that that's what causes their early term labor and then eventual infant mortality. So a Black woman that has a legal degree has the same amount of infant mortality as a white woman who has dropped out of high school. So that you take away all the social impacts and you still have that difference. So we look at that, but over the past 3 years, we're seeing a trend. So in 2017, we had 0 Black infant mortality. And then in 2018, we had only 1. So that is very, very low for our county. In 2016, we had one of the highest rates in the country, definitely one of the highest in the state. And so we've really worked hard together to lower that.
Well, I want to thank you, Andrea, for coming here today and really celebrating with us this good news that we are seeing a decrease, that the programs are making a difference, and that together, like you said, we are building awareness in our community. So thank you for everything that you and your staff do at Healthy Start. We want to make sure that people connect with your contact person, right? You said Stacy.
Absolutely. Reach out to Stacy. You can go to our website and reach out to her, or our phone number, 772-563-8119.
Thank you, Andrea, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And until next time, this has been Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn.